Hi guys, my name is Jorge and I want to talk to you about backups, and in particular the 3-2-1 backup and what that means and how you guys can set up your devices to be backed up. So 3-2-1 backup means 3 backups, and 2 are going to be on site and 1 is going to be off site. Okay, so how would you do this, right? So in my opinion, the number one thing you should be backing up are your photos. So how do you back up your photos, and what's the best, cheapest way of doing so? I would recommend you back up your photos using Amazon Photos. Why Amazon Photos? Well, if you are Prime member, it is free. Prime. That's awesome. Not only is it free, it's actually unlimited storage. That's key here. Unlimited storage. So you can back up your phone, you can back up your laptop photos for free, unlimited. That's only for off-site, right? Now, how would you do it on-site? Well, if you have a laptop, the best way you can do is that I recommend is getting a USB RAID 1 hard drive. What does that mean? That means if you have a hard drive here, right, and then you go ahead and get RAID, that means, let's say it's 4 terabytes and 4 terabytes, they're mirrored, right? This is 1 and this is 2, and let's say this is going to cost you around $200 to around $500, depending on how much storage you're going to get, right? So this here will do 2 copies. This is 2 copies, right? This here is 1 copy. So now if you do both of these, you have 2 copies on site and 1 off site. That's 3 backups. You're done, right? But that's only for photos. How about your other documents? How would you do your other documents? Well, the next thing I would recommend, if you have the money and the budget, is using Backblaze to back up your drive. Why? Because 1, it's unlimited, and it's around $6 a month. That's pretty affordable for your backup, in my opinion. I think it's the cheapest service available that is on the cloud and gives you unlimited storage. So these 2 are the main ones you need to think about when doing a backup. Now, if you have a Mac, there is Time Machine. And Time Machine does incremental backups, which is great for documents. And the Time Machine can live on your USB, right, storage, or it can live on your NAS, network attached storage. That's where the Time Machine can be, and there's something to know, right? There's going to be extra cost for that, right? The storage here, they can be RAID or it can be not RAID, and that's going to be whatever, $60 to $500. And the NAS, that's gonna be $300 to, let's say, $600, depending on the storage. And that's how would you back up your documents, right? And Backblaze is gonna be good. This is good for documents and photos. Same thing with the RAID, but documents and photos. Okay, so you may be saying, "Oh, Jorge, I don't have a budget and I can't afford $6 a month. What else can I do?" Well, you can just put it in storage, right? Well, you can go and have 3 USB, right? You have 1 USB, 2 USB, 3 USB, and this can be off site, like your parents' place, and this can be on site. 4 terabytes, 4 terabytes, 4 terabytes. And that's how you go and get things off site. And maybe you can get a good deal. Maybe this can be 60, 60, and 60. You look at $180 to back up your files. And that's all right, you know, it's not per month. So the issue with this here is the offsite storage, right? How often you update this? And this is why I don't recommend this method, because not because of the price, but because how often you update this or update one of these drives. So maybe you're thinking, well, what if I have a phone and I want to back up my phone? How would I back up my phone, right? Well, if you have a laptop, they have Wi-Fi backup. Okay, that's cool. And then this, you know, remember, you have your Time Machine, or you have your Backblaze, or maybe you have it connected to a NAS. So what if you don't have a laptop? How would you back it up? Well, you need to have a NAS, network attached storage, right? Or if you only want photos, then you do the photo AWS Photos. If you want documents and files, you need to back up to the NAS. And this NAS here is very versatile, right? You can go, and this is going to be RAID 1. That's already 2 copies. And it's going to be USB for the backup. That's 1 copy if you have the USB drive. If not, that's okay. You can do AWS Photos. That's 1 copy. And you can even do a B2, similar version, not the one that's on the desktop. And that's 1 copy. And this is how you would go and back up using a NAS. So let's go back up again. 3, 2, 1 rule for backup. Back up your photos using AWS Prime. If you can't do that, use a USB RAID device. And I didn't explain what RAID is. This is just means it's mirrored. So whatever happens in one gets mirrored to the other one. You only see 4 terabytes and you don't see 8 terabytes if it's RAID 1. If it's RAID 0, you would see 8 terabytes. And so you would go and do that. Backblaze if you can afford it. Time Machine if you're on a Mac. If you want to back up your phone, a great app is AWS Photos. If not, you need to get a NAS, and the NAS is going to cost you some money. So how do I back up my stuff? I have my laptop and I have a RAID USB. And in here I use this for Time Machine. In addition to that, I use a NAS, and I also use Time Machine. So I have 2 Time Machines going on my laptop because it's so important. Not only is it that important, I actually go and I back up online all my documents and files. Now, why would I do that? Well, there was an incident where my laptop actually, the keyboard failed on it. It was actually the ribbon. And so I couldn't access my laptop, and I didn't have a Mac to access the Time Machine. So those were out of use. So I had to use the Backblaze to access the files and keep working. And this saved me. Okay. How else do I back up my stuff? My phone. It goes and it backs up the photos to the NAS, and the NAS backs up to AWS Photos. So all my photos here get backed up to the NAS, and the NAS has a mirror already, so there's already a backup copy, and every night I have a USB backup copy, and the documents get pushed out to B2. So, and this B2 is actually B2, let's call this server, which is a different B2 instance. But anyway, so my files are being backed up, and really what is crucial for me is that if something happens to my laptop, something happens to my external drive, something happens to my NAS, something happens to my USB drive, the RAID's gone, right? I have 2 backups still, right? I have my photos and I have my documents. Photos and documents. I actually have another backup from a laptop. This is laptop and this is for server, right? And so to me, what's most important is that if everything disappears in my house, I have a backup in the cloud. And yeah, I'm paying $6 a month for the B2 instance. The Prime Photos is free, and I'm paying a little extra for this server storage, maybe $2 or $3 a month, depending on how much I transfer that month. So maybe I'm paying $9 a month, but $9 a month to have my files backed up is worth it for me. Maybe for you it's not worth it, or you don't have a budget, or that's too much money. That's okay. But if you have AWS Photos, definitely get that. If you don't want to pay monthly, then at least have a USB RAID 1 unit. If you have a Mac, definitely use the Time Machine. This is going to cost you some money, right? It can be $60 or it can be $500. So let me ask you a question. How important is your data? Right now, if you were to lose all your photos, how much would you pay for that? Was it $500 or is it $1,000? Would you pay $1,000 for your photos right now if all your photos disappeared? To me, I would pay $1,000 to get my photos back. And so to me, I'm just paying that each month in hopes that I don't have to pay ever $1,000 to get my photos recovered. And recovering data from hard drives that has been corrupt is not $1,000, it's thousands of dollars. Okay, and most people are not going to pay thousands of dollars, so you're going to have to deal with losing that data. And to me, there's 2 types of people: people who have lost the data, and there's people who have not lost the data yet. And those people are going to become very sad when they lose the data, and they're going to start backing up. So don't be sad, be glad, and back up your data. Use this rule 3-2-1 to back up your data. Thanks for watching, and until next time.